Hey there folks, I'm Tracy, your tabletop florist, and today I'm making another arrangement for a photo shoot that is taking place this afternoon with my dear friend Jessica of Savory Experiments and All Recipes. You may have already seen the videos that I did for a few of the other pieces that are going to be in that photo shoot, but now I'm going to be making this flower arrangement, and this one has quite a bit of a different feel and tones to it. As you can see, I have these really lovely pink, like a really soft pinky peach stock flower. I have these gorgeous white ranunculus. Look at that. Look how amazing. Here's another one that's just outstanding. Whoops. Look. Gorgeous. These are so beautiful. I love ranunculus. And then I also have these really light green carnations and some seeded eucalyptus, quite a bit of seeded eucalyptus. And then I have this really pretty mercury gold urn type vase. And then, of course, my heavy duty trimming shears. And then I have a couple of other new items here that are going to help me with the placement of the flowers and structure for the flowers within this vase. This is called a frog, or a floral frog, and it is a glass piece that has holes in it that I could stick my stems into, and it'll help with just keeping them in place. And then I also have this, what is essentially coated chicken wire, so that you don't scratch anything or hurt yourself. But this, you can bend and shape however, and then you just place it down into the vase or whatever vessel you're using. And so I'm going to use one of these to help keep my flowers more upright versus going out to the sides, because as you can see, the way the mouth of this vase is, it's wider at the top than it is at the base. So my flowers may go out like that, and I don't necessarily want that for this arrangement. I want them more kind of upright. So I believe I'm gonna try it with the chicken wire. And I'm also just going to make sure to curve in these edges from where I had clipped it off of a larger piece, because I want to make sure that they're not going to scratch the inside of my vase. If this were a solid vase, like a ceramic vase, I probably wouldn't be too concerned about it. But because this is a mercury vase, and I'm a little concerned that if I scratch the inside, that would then mess with the mercury coating. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want to run that risk because this is a gorgeous vase. I love it, and I don't want to ruin it. This is also a great vase for the holidays because it is gold and it is more upright. It's great for a centerpiece or for something off to the side. It looks very elegant. This one is available on my website under holiday vases. Okay, so if this looks like a great option for you and something that you're looking for either the holidays or just because it's really pretty, that's where you can find it. Okay, so as you can see, I've just kind of shaped this to be similar with the shape of my vase. And so I'm just gonna put this down in here, and I may need to scrunch it up a little bit more. That's perfectly fine. That's the whole point. I'm going to squeeze this a little bit more because I do want this to be down a little bit more into my vase. I don't really want it up at the top. Okay, so this is what it looks like. If you can see, it might be a little difficult, but I've just balled it up essentially and then stuck it down in the vase. And it's probably about halfway down into the vase. And this is going to help give me that extra structure that I'm looking for. So I'm probably going to start out with some eucalyptus first. Of course, y'all know I've got my bag over here. I'm not really going to be doing my, grab everything at once and trim because I'm not trying to make this in a 5-minute. This is something I really want to take my time with, and I'm more interested in placing each piece individually. So I'm going to bring this over here and I'm going to, measure out my desired height and then place this within my vase. And you see how more upright this is? Normally, if I didn't have anything in there, this would definitely be going out to the side. So I believe I chose the correct mechanical or the chicken wire to help me with the placement of my pieces. Okay. This one's pretty much the height I need, so I'm just going to trim it a little bit. Remember, when you're trimming, to trim at a 45-degree angle. Look at that. Okay. I'm just going to start going for flowers now. I'm going to start off with my stock flowers. These are quite tall. And toward the base, some of these blooms are already looking a little bit sad. So I'm just going to remove some of those. And I am going to remove some of the lower leaves. I don't need those, but I can leave some so that I have extra greenery within my vase. Okay, look how upright that's standing. Isn't that great? I'm going to get a couple more here. Really nice and full. I love stock flowers. There's a lot of flowers that I love, in case you haven't noticed. But this is definitely another one of my favorites. I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter because I'm going to start to get my shape going here. You know what? I think I might make this all a little bit shorter. Yeah, just getting another small, you can't see it, but on the back side, I don't really have much eucalyptus going on here because it kind of all shifted toward the front, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I want this to be a, 360 view. Even though this is going to be off to the side, I want the option to rotate it around and get the best side. And what I'm kind of looking for now is just another stock flower that has some of the blooms still closed at the top, just so I can add a little bit more character. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, why don't you want all the blooms open? It's beautiful. And yes, it is. But this right here just adds a little bit more character to the arrangement, and that's something that I'm interested in. I'm going to stick that out kind of off to the side. This is going to give me a little bit more shape. I do want another stock flower that's more center. So I may have curled up this mechanical a little too much because it is making it a little bit more tricky for getting these down in here all the way. I think I see some bugs on this flower. Bugs happen. Of course, they're flowers. It's where bugs live, in plants and flowers. I'm going to go for this one next, and I'm going to have this one kind of toward the back. I'm going to clean up the bottom blooms just as before. And have this one out off to the side a little bit. As you can see, this is what everything's kind of looking like at the moment. I'm going to readjust my eucalyptus because it's really heavy right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to kind of bring it back. Just going to weave it in between some of the other flowers. I just realized I kind of matched the flowers. I did not do that on purpose. Maybe it was a subconscious decision, seeing as I was thinking of the flowers when I was getting ready. Okay. Bring this one down a little bit more. Just to start filling out and getting more color in. And if I want to change things up, of course I can. I keep forgetting that the base of this vase is not in line with my countertop. That's normally how I do it, but the base, the very bottom of this vase where the bottom of the flowers is reaching is much higher. And so one thing to keep in mind when you're placing your other flowers is to vary their heights as well. I'm going to bring some center as well as around the edges. Remember to get your bottom leaves off so that they're not making your water all gross, because then it will start to smell and your flowers also won't be as happy. I'm gonna add in a couple more carnations, maybe just one, let's see. And then gonna go add in some ranunculus, the white ranunculus, and then maybe even throw in some more eucalyptus, potentially some more stock flowers. Okay, let's get the most open ranunculus. Look how beautiful. This is such a lovely combination. I'm really happy with it. This one's really gorgeous. The center is like fully open. You can actually see inside all the way. I'm gonna bring this one really, really low. Oh no, I just broke it. Let's see if I have any wire. That is the other thing about ranunculus. They have very delicate stems. Let's see. So I can actually still use that one, but in order to use it, I am going to have to reinforce it. Let's rotate this around some and start filling in over here. We need a white flower right about there. And just so I don't break anymore, I'm just going to be a little bit more careful and guide this flower in a little bit more. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe I can get away with using the one I broke right over here and be supported by other flowers. Look at that. I don't even have to bust out my wire. There we go. Okay, so we definitely need more going on here. And there's a spot right here. So let's see. So I want to bring, what do I want to bring into play over here? I'm going to bring a ranuncula in over here. I'm going to make it quite short because it's the space down here that I was wanting to fill in right there. Okay, so we need to fill this in. There's a nice big gap right there. So I'm going to start off with a stock flower. Okay. I'm going to add in another carnation. Kind of more toward the top right here. I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to bring it over by the ranuncula. Okay, this one I want shorter. This is the one that fell over on me initially. So I'm going to see if I can gently back it out without disturbing anybody else and trim it and reposition. So what I just did there was I trimmed a little bit off on the top because I am wanting to bring this one down more, but I'm wanting the fuller bloom right there just because of what everything is looking like over here. And it's probably not really something that most florists would say, like, yes, trim like a tip piece off of something. But I do that from time to time if I'm, going for a particular look, and if I feel like the end of a flower or even greenery just isn't really doing what I'm wanting. And but the trick is to do it at an angle and right above where like a leaf, so that you can kind of conceal the cut, and that way it looks natural and it's not obvious that you went in and cut a flower right there. I'm going to pull this one back out. Just reposition. Okay, so this is looking really pretty, but I kind of want to pull in my eucalyptus a little bit, or have more eucalyptus kind of in the mix in the middle, and just place that down in the center there. And I'm going to open it up and just kind of weave it in between the flowers. And I'm going to gently just kind of nudge it down a little bit further. I could use a ranuncula or two over here. Still all right with that. Let me go ahead and add in a little bit more of this eucalyptus. Could use some over here. I want this to be a very nice and full arrangement. So I'm really packing it in for this one. And even though this looks like a really fancy arrangement, all of these flowers and greenery are available at the grocery store. It's just a matter of how you combine things and the vase that you use. The vase can really step up your game big time. And make something look way more fancy or expensive. I feel like there's not a lot of focus on the vase a lot of the time, but it can really, really enhance the appearance, the overall appearance of an arrangement. So don't forget about the vase. Okay, let me take a step back and look. So I'm really loving the way things are looking from this side. I want to work more on the other side, and I may even trim up some of the eucalyptus if I feel like it's getting a little too crazy over here. And if you're not sure, just if you're wanting to trim off a piece, just pull it back and see what that looks like, so you know what you're going to get before you do it if you're nervous about trimming things off that you've placed in. This eucalyptus stem is a little heavy, so I am just going to go ahead and trim it. And to get a little bit more of the look of that I'm going for, as you see, it's curving this way, so I'm going to turn it around to help to stand it up a little bit more the other direction, and see if I can get it to help me hold up this ranunculus down here. I'm trying to reposition this eucalyptus, but it is hung up on something, so I'm going to trim it, stick it back in another place. This eucalyptus stem over here is fairly long and it was hanging out pretty low, so I'm weaving it in around some of the other flowers so I can get more of the appearance that I'm wanting with that particular one. Let's see. Maybe I'll throw in another stalk flower over here. All right, let's take a look around. Let's get some other pieces in here. Some small pieces of the eucalyptus to kind of help fill in the bottom a little bit. So I feel like I've got a hole over here. Let's see if this ranunculus would like to live right here. Pull this flower up just a little bit. As you can see, I'm pretty much done. I'm just tweaking things. I can be a bit of a perfectionist at times, which don't let that take away from the process. It doesn't take away from the process for me. Actually, it's part of what I enjoy. Alrighty. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop playing with it. This is really pretty. I love the colors, the texture. This is really lovely, and I really like it with the vase. I hope All Recipe is happy with it, and y'all will be able to see it when everything goes to print. I hope you are feeling inspired and running out and grabbing some ranunculus, stock flowers, carnations, and eucalyptus and making a gorgeous flower arrangement like this, whether it is for a special occasion or just for fun. Thank you for stopping in. Please like, share, and follow or subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.